Hi, welcome to Savi's Fashion Studio. My name is Savita. In this video, I'll show how to make cloth face mask, which is need of the hour. I'll be showing two different kinds. One is the simple pleated face mask and the other shaped face mask with pattern for small, medium and large sizes. I thought I'll not make this video because there is already so much information available, but as some of you are asking, I decided to make this video. The government and doctors have been urging us to use cloth face masks so that there is no shortage of surgical masks for healthcare professionals who actually need it. And these cloth face masks are very easy to make, reusable and easy to wash. So let's make this in different sizes, and also while you're at it, try to make some extra so that you can give it around to people who may need. So let's start. First, let's see how to make a simple pleated cloth face mask. I've cut a rectangle 8 inch by 7.5 inches. If you're making a larger size, you can increase by another 1 inch on either side, and for a smaller size, you can decrease 1 inch from either side. So cut 2 of this, then find the center, and I've done a mark here, and then mark 2 inch from the edges on all 4 sides, and take that 2 inch marking and place it to the center. Do the same from below. Now press this. This is one way, or you can do small pleats in this way. Either way it's fine. So I'm doing it to the center. It's like a box plate. Press it. Do the same for both the rectangles. I'll just press this and show it. So I pressed it, and this is how it is. Now take one of the pieces. So you can take an elastic piece of 5 inch length, place it half inch below from the edge, stitch at 1/4 inch, and then place the other end again half inch above from this edge and stitch at 1/4 inch. So this is how it will be. Do the same for this side, or if you don't have elastic, or if you don't wish to use elastic, you can make a fabric cord or use any string or lace or a satin ribbon and place it and stitch here. So you would need 4 of these around 15 inch length. So to make this fabric cord, I have taken 1 inch wide strip of fabric which is 15 inch long, fold on both sides to the center, and then fold again and stitch to this edge. Then you would have this cord. So I'm using elastic. I'm doing the same for the other side. So I've sewn the elastic on the right side of the mask. Now take the other one which you have ironed and place it right side facing down. Now we'll be sewing all around with a 1/4 inch seam, but make sure you leave a gap of around 1 inch somewhere so that you can turn inside out. When it is 1/4 inch away from the edge, put the needle in the corner and turn. Do the same in the next corner. Now here I'll stop, do a reverse stitch, that is for locking. Now leave a gap of 1 inch and stitch again. Now just snip the corners and turn this inside out. Now press with hot iron, and then we'll do a top stitch all around so that the opening here closes. When you iron, make sure you're not ironing the elastic. Now we'll do a top stitch 1/4 inch in from the edge. So it's ready. When you wear, this part will go above the nose, and you'll have to pull this and bring this under your chin. So it's done. Next, let's see how to make a shaped face mask for different sizes. Now let me show the pattern drafting for shaped cloth face mask. First I'm showing the large size. Then I'll also show the changes for medium and small size. So if you have to make all the sizes for your family members, then do different patterns for each one. I'll be showing on the same pattern. So I have drawn a rectangle here, 6.25 inches by 6.75 inches. That is 6/4 by 6/3/4. Now for the large size, from this corner, mark inwards by 1/3 inch and downwards by 2 1/4. Connect these 2 points. Now from this corner, mark towards the left by 1/3 or 1.75 inches. Now from here, draw a slight curve connecting and blending to this line. You can do it freehand or you can use a curved ruler if you have. Now from this corner, mark downwards by 1/4 or 1.25 inches and mark 2.5 inches this way. Draw a straight line. Now from here, draw a slight curve and connect to this point. Again, you can do freehand or you can use your curved ruler. Now from this point, mark 3.5 inch down. Draw straight for up to 1/4 inch and from there connect here. Here also I'll mark a 1/4 inch. This will be the seam allowance. This pattern includes seam allowance of 1/4 inch here, here, here and here. This part will be cut on fold. This will be clear when I show you how to cut it on fabric. So this is the pattern for large size shaped cloth face mask. Next I'll show you the changes for medium size. So whichever size you wish to make the separate pattern for that. If you use this pattern for a small kid, then it would be very loose. The face mask needs to be snug so that no outside particles enter your nose or mouth. So you need to have a face mask which fits your face. So this would be for adults and for a larger size. So for medium size, the changes are: draw this line 1/4 inch less. That is, for large size we drew it 6.25. For medium, draw it 6 inches and 1 inch lesser in length. That is, for large we had drawn 6.75 inches. For the medium size, you do 5/3. So I'm using a orange felt pen for the medium size. So this was 6 inches and this way it is 5.75 inches. Now from this orange line, mark 1.25 inches inwards and 2 1/4 inch down and connect those 2 points. And here mark 1.25 inch towards the left. Again, draw a smooth curve and connect to this point. This is 1.25 inches. This was 1.75 inches. Again, you can do freehand or you can use a curved ruler. Now here, go up by 1/8 inch and from there connect to this point wavy curved. Now here, this curve very slightly will change and connect here. So this is for the medium size. Now let's see for the small size. For a small size, do a rectangle 5/3 by 5.5. So this is 5/3 and this way take 5.5 inches. So the green marking is for a small size. Now from this green line, take 1 1/4 inch towards the left. So this was 5/3 and this way it was 5.5. Now on this green line, take 2 inch downwards. Connect these 2 points. From this green point, take 1 1/4 inch inwards. Towards the left. Now again, as you did here, curve and connect to this line. Again here, go up by 1/8 inch and connect to the point here. Again here, just a slight change. So that's for the small size. Hope this is clear. Now this part will be cut on fold of fabric, and everywhere else there will be a 1/4 inch seam allowance already included in this pattern. So cut the pattern as per the size you want. I'll be making a medium size, so I'm cutting as per the orange marking. So this is the fabric I'm using. It's a cotton fabric. You can use cotton blend, or you can even make it with your old t-shirts. So this is the pattern. This part, as I told, has to be kept on fold. The fabric requirement for this medium size is 14 inch by 6.5. So I folded that 14 inch. So this fold, place it on the fold of fabric. Align this fold with the fold of fabric and pin it or place any weight. Now mark all around. Now you need to cut 2 of this, so you would need similar piece again. This is how it would look. Now you need to cut another piece similar to this. You can cut with the same fabric, or if you don't have the same fabric, you can use any other fabric also. So I'm using 2 different colors just to show you that you can use any leftover fabrics if it is cotton or cotton blended. And also you need 2 pieces of elastic, which is 1/2 inch or lesser than 1/2 inch. Thinner the better. This is 1/4 inch elastic, and I've cut 4 inch 2 pieces. Now first thing is, when you sew on the wrong side, you'll be stitching this curve at 1/4 inch. There's lock here, and then open, and we'll be ironing the seam. Do the same for both separately. If you plan to make many such masks, then it's better to cut the fabric and then sew at once, as sewing is very easy. Now this part goes on the nose, and this is towards the chin. This is the right side. Fold it in half. And now we'll be stitching here with a 1/4 inch seam, lock, stitch and lock. So this is how it looks. Now do the same for the other piece. Now open this seam and flatten it. You can flatten it with your fingers, or you can just press it with hot iron. Do the same for both. Now on one of the pieces, attach the elastic here, that is 1/2 inch down from the edge. Stitch at 1/4 inch. Now keep the other end of the elastic again 1/2 inch above from the edge. Do the same on the other side. So I've sewn the elastic on the right side. Now place right on right, that is, the seams should be on down and on top. The right sides are in the middle. Now we'll be stitching all around with a 1/4 inch seam, and in one of the places you will leave a 1 inch gap so that we can turn the mask inside out. So let me show that. Now align the edges and sew at 1/4 inch seam. When it is 1/4 inch away from the edge, stop with the needle inside, turn and continue stitching. Do the same in the next corner. Now here I'll leave a 1 inch gap, that is, stop here, lock and come a little forward and then stitch again, that is lock and continue sewing. Now from this opening I'll turn the mask inside out. Push the corners out. Now give it a good press, and then we'll be closing this gap by stitching, that is, do a top stitch all around. So I'll press this and then show. So I pressed it. When you press, make sure you don't press on the elastic. Now we'll do a top stitch 1/8 inch in from the edge. So you can wear it either side. If you don't want to use elastic, or if you do not have elastic, you can also use a 12-inch long string, fabric cord, or a satin ribbon. So you'll need 4 of them, and you'll have to place it the same way as we placed elastic, and when you turn it inside out, the strings will be here, which can be tied behind the head. Wear it and see, and it should be snug on your face. There should not be any gap, and if you feel the elastic is loose, you can just fold the excess and do a stitch here. That should fit. So this is done. So if you find the elastic is loose, you can make a knot there, or you can do a small stitch there. Thanks for watching. Stay home, stay safe.